Hey guys, Mel here. So I was grinding recently because I was getting ready for TBC, so I was leveling another mage, and of course I was in ZF doing that. And I decided to try fighting the Witch Doctor again. I have a video where I killed him at level 52 when Classic originally launched. So when I was in here again, I was like, well, let's try it at a lower level. And now that I've kind of refined the strategy, I think you can do this even at level 46, which is the same level as the boss. So I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to. It may not work for every single race. I think some character models cannot fit through the little spot between the pot and the wall here. So I know it works with undead. It should work with female character models, but I've heard that like larger models like, humans or obviously orcs can't fit through there. So just be aware of that. Maybe test it before you try this. I mean, orcs can't be mages anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. But it's a bit of a long fight, but it is not difficult. And there's some refinements because I make a mistake during this fight actually, and I still end up killing him. But I basically have to kill him twice during the entire fight because I accidentally reset him a little bit. But the main thing is you want to prioritize taking out his little totems that he drops because they spawn skeletons. If a skeleton does spawn, you want to make sure you kill it fast. So I usually Frost Nova it and try to shatter combo it or just hit it with a couple instant casts. They're very low level, they're level 35. So just, you can take them out real quick, just make sure to get rid of them so they're not messing you up. So kill the totem, Frost Nova the skeleton, take it out. The other thing is, when you'll see when I start this, I'm a little off to the side. If you start in the middle, you won't have enough time to line of sight his Shadow Bolt, and the Shadow Bolts hit very hard. So you want to try to line of sight those as much as you can. Don't get hit by Shadow Bolts, like no matter what. Like don't be greedy with damage. Just line of sight the Shadow Bolts. Aside from that, make sure you have your mana gems up. My gear on this guy is not anything special. I have a couple blues, so I have, well, right now I'm wearing you'll see I have the staff from SM Cathedral, or no, from SM Library, sorry, and then the hat from SM Cathedral I have turned off so you can't see it. I have the barrel and shoulder pads on. I think the rest of my gear is all just auction house greens that are about level 45, so I have mostly of the eagle gear. I'm pretty sure my neck is a like 10-inch neck that's a green from the auction house. So just try to gear up like that. We prioritize ice armor. That's for a good reason. You'll see that he's mostly going to be hitting us with melee. And that's, again, you can reduce the amount of times he'll hit you if you position correctly, which I didn't really figure out until partway through this. This is only my second time fighting him after, what, it was like 3 years ago that I fought him last time or something like that. So make sure you have your mana gems conjured. Make sure you have decent, like, current gear that's at least like auction house greens. Of the eagle is the affix you want. It has stamina and int. And then other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get into this. You can kind of see what's going on. So we open up with the Frostbolt. This is pretty much the only time we're going to cast Frostbolt. A couple Frostbolts, and we line of sight the Shadow Bolt. Okay, we do another Frostbolt here. Again, this is me just like kind of learning the strat. So I ate a Shadow Bolt here. So I hit him with that. That's kind of a waste of mana. I probably wouldn't. I only do instant casts when he's trying to heal, or if he gets a heal off, I should say. So we want to save our counterspell for his heals. Prioritize taking out the totem. When he tries to heal, you want to counterspell. You won't be able to counterspell every single one because sometimes he heals pretty fast after the first counterspell. But when he does that, just try to hit him with your Cone of Cold and Fire Blast. The rest of the time, we're just wanding him and going back and forth between this pot. Now, you don't want to stand right where I just was for too long. That's where I accidentally reset him. So, and we just keep wanding him. When you get to like 100, close to 100% mana, you can Fire Blast him to use up a little bit of the mana because we don't want to be overcapping our mana. But you want to actually move a little bit farther away from the pot there from where I just was. When you go through here, stand farther, not this far, but like if you stand near the wall just a little bit out, he'll see you and he'll Shadow Bolt instead of running up on you and trying to staff you. So while he's casting Shadow Bolt, you can get a couple of the wand hits off and then move back to the other side of the pot. Again, stand a bit clear so that you're like out here a little bit, not quite this far, yeah, like right there. And then you can wand him, whatever you need to do. And again, just use Fire Blasts when you're close to 100% mana. Prioritize keeping your barrier up. And just do this over and over again until he's dead. So that's really it. Other than that, you'll see that I accidentally reset him in a little while. Also, I have Mage Weave bandages, heavy Mage Weave bandages. So you want to make sure if you're going to bandage that you go a little bit wide, like I mentioned. Duck back as soon as he starts casting, then you duck back behind the pot and start your bandage. There was a couple times where I went to bandage and he actually dropped a totem, which was kind of annoying. So watch for that, that might happen. But I also have superior healing pots on me. So it's good to have a few of those. You get them from just grinding the zombies, which obviously I have the zombies all dead here. I've already done the zombie pull, taken them out. So make sure you've done that part. Otherwise he will be summoning zombies this whole fight, which will get you killed for sure. Something else to be aware of is when you're wanding, it actually does put Counterspell on your global cooldown. So normally Counterspell is not on global cooldown. You can use other spells and still Counterspell instantly, but if you wand, you have to wait for the global cooldown before you can Counterspell. So just be aware of that. The heal is pretty long, so it's not a big deal against this guy, but it's just something to note because that can allow you to miss a Counterspell if you're not aware of it. Here you can see I just shatter combo the skeleton real quick. It's another thing I should point out, my spec for this is pretty much just like a normal Blizzard AoE spec, but I do have shatter and the improved Cone of Cold, so I'm like kind of both the AoE Frost spec with the Flame Strike shatter spec, kind of all in one. See, I keep standing too close to the jar. If I had moved out a little bit farther, he wouldn't have ran up on me like that. He's trying to heal again. The tab target doesn't work well if he's behind stuff. Like, even if he seems visible, the collision detection seems a little bit weird. This is where I accidentally reset him. I stood here too long trying to kill the skeleton. You'll notice it evades. That's when I noticed his health came all the way back. So don't do that. You don't want to stand behind that jar. Just go to the other side. You need to get space. And you can use this wall too if you have to. Here I use a mana pot, I think. Yeah. Then, because I've already used one gem. I had a few seconds left on that, but I was being a little bit reckless with my mana. I still managed to pull this off. I start bandaging here, I think, so we get a little bit of space. Trying to be careful not to stand in that spot too long again. And again, he's got this totem down. So right there, I probably should have bandaged. Not sure why I didn't. He keeps hitting us with the staff. Yeah, see, I did that way late. Trying to let my mana come back so I'm not putting barrier up right away. You get the idea. I'll just let the rest of this play out. And yeah, you just do this back and forth. Just keep destroying the totems. And you should eventually win. Have a nice one, guys, and enjoy.